turn my volume up. I will turn y'all's volume up to right about there. Greetings.
I know that one. And we're back to Waco's epic confrontation all over again.
All right. Greetings and salutations, travelers. No, this is not a Star Wars RPG, but we've still got the wizards part of the Space Wizards. Welcome back to the Planar Crossroads. Welcome back to our Rise of the Runelords Redux game, and we are currently on episode 16, and we've got these guys. They're about to try and cross a river, but we'll get to that in a second, because first, announcements. Less than 5 minutes. You can time me. Here we go. First off, our disclaimer. This is an adult podcast that sometimes features adults that sometimes use adults' language. You have been warned.
I don't believe you because Jason didn't say it.
Oh,
Thanks,
the
Dad.
other dad. The Pathfather.
Thanks, other dad.
Thanks, other dad.
The Pathfather has spoken this time, not last time. You'd know that. You know what I'm talking about if you'd watched the last episode. I know who you are.
Jumping in the very end. Good on you.
Our Patreon for both the Planar Crossroads and Black Dragon Gaming is going on. You can support either one of us over there on that. If you do Subscribe Star instead, then the Planar Crossroads is on there, so you can do that instead. Our current video is, like we said, this is the 16th episode. Excuse me, the 16th episode.
You screwed it up!
I screwed it up anyway. Oh, no.
It's right on the video. It'll be fine.
Yeah. They'll leave a comment if you saw it first. Tell me how horrible I am for not knowing the episode that we're on. But you got to say it in the comment.
You gotta say, you have to actually comment on the video.
And let me see. Our next subscriber giveaway is going to be at 500. We're still at 490 something right now. I'm not sure when this will come out, so we may have a little bit more, a little bit less than we did before. So, we're at 490 something right now. We're going to be getting to 500 soon, which means we'll be giving away 2 physical items and then also a one-shot, probably. So,
Are we doing the dice at 500?
500? 500?
Yeah.
500? Yeah.
500?
500. And last announcement is that we have our monthly giveaway going on for our patrons. If you are Giant tier or higher patrons, or if you are Flump tier or higher, which is any of the tiers, on Subscribestar, then you are entered into our giveaway. So there you go. And it's going to be a Rick and Morty splat book for 5e, which you can take and leave in 5e, or if you don't play 5e, you can convert it into your system. So there you go. That's all that I have. Tommy, you got anything for yours?
Oh, still muted. Nope, just ready to punch some wolves and have a secret bridge fixing plan.
Okay.
I like wizards.
All right. Then let's get to it. When last we left our heroes, they had begun to make their way from Sandpoint across past Viper Wall and, not Viper Wall, past Galduria, and they found themselves on the edge of the Churlwood discussing what they should do and how they were catching up to those, that group of the remaining stone giants that had assailed Sandpoint earlier. And as they were discussing, they heard thunder and tip-taps of hail starting to come down. And by the time they had reached the bridge, it had started to come down quite a bit. And not only that, but part of the bridge has been knocked out by the water and the ice within the water. And it seems to have destroyed part of that weakened portion of the bridge that leads across the river to Wolfseer. And that's where we left our heroes, because they heard a howling at the edge of the Churlwood. And so, what would you guys like to do?
Well, the wizards have a plan that we talked about in our in-between session talk.
Do you guys, do we have a way across the bridge? I don't really like big dogs. I kind of look like Shutai.
Brasut will continue driving towards the bridge. with intent of putting a wall of force over it.
Okay.
So that way we can
But he
drive
doesn't
over.
say that to anybody else. So you just see
He's in
Brasut.
front. Everyone else is in the cart, right?
Well, they heard. Are you guys going to look out of the cart or try and see Brasut? You heard a big crashing sound from the bridge itself. So
Skoros is not the smartest man on the face of Galarian, probably. But like, if the car is still moving, I'm not going to get out of the car. So, I guess just like there is sound of bad, and then there is sound of howl, and I don't know if we have like a covered wagon or a. I don't know what line of sight out of the wagon is, but I'm going to look in the direction of the howl.
you can kind of It was said that the flap of the wagon is on the side and not on the end, not on the butt end, but on the side. So you could poke your head out the flap, I guess.
Okay, yes, we'll do.
Okay. So as you poke your head out the side flap, you look towards the bridge first, and you see there's a piece of that bridge missing. And then you look over towards where you heard the howl come from, and go ahead and make me a perception check for this one, because the rain and the sleet, which it's mainly sleet and bits of hail now, so, excuse me.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful,
Both
and
of
it
five.
imposes a penalty on your perception checks. And I've rolled a dirty 20,
You
so I don't
dirty
really see
20.
anything, probably. Hey, Christmas.
24.
Nerd.
All right. So let me make sure. I hadn't even got my dice out yet today. It's amazing. That means all last session I didn't have to roll anything.
Yeah, we've had a lot of RP sessions.
All right. So you both look out. You both see that bridge is out, and Brasut isn't slowing down. You also see that behind you, yours was a dirty 20. Jason got to identify the creature making the howl. It's a type of canine, certainly, Kellery, of the genus Lupus. However, just on... What's that for, Levi? That 26?
Just my perception roll, just because I realized I'd have a better, because I'm actually out, but I realized I never rolled for it.
And you have dark vision, so...
No.
And I have dark vision.
Yeah, which is another problem for Skoros.
For Skoros.
So
Yeah.
Actually, that would play against him in this situation.
would it?
Meta. If these are winter wolves, they're white dogs on a white background in the dark, viewed through grayscale.
Yeah, it's all through grayscale. So, it's hard to see
Large.
anyway. You see moving shapes. You of course see the bridge in front of you. Everybody sees the bridge. Everybody sees that a big piece of it's out. However, you also can kind of glance behind you. You all see shapes at the edge of these other darker shapes, which you assume are trees. But the rain, again, the sleet and the hail are coming down. And while it's not prohibitive of your view, it does make it difficult. And it's occasionally you all can see movement of white things against the dark trees, but every time they go into the white background of the ground, it's a lot harder, and you just kind of see odd movement, but they look large, these shapes. You guys look at it, and hard to tell, probably at least two figures. and by figures I mean one looks to be a large creature. Based upon the howl, you guys are guessing, and upon Kellery's nature, you guys are guessing a large wolf, definitely a wild dog, not a tame one, based upon the vocalizations. But there's something else with it, and there's something odd about it, because the howl is in stereo, for lack of a better word. And it doesn't sound quite right. And then there's it looks like an upright figure with it.
Okay.
So if we are still barreling towards the bridge amidst the snowstorm, I guess the Skoros is just gonna like turn to the front of the wagon. Brasut, I assume you have a plan?
Yes.
Good. And just go back
Very
and
nervous,
hopefully
yes.
Yes. I don't suppose anyone has a light crossbow that I could borrow.
I have a kettlebell.
If I take quick draw, if I flex into quick draw, can as a free action, can I take Wilton's bow and shoot and then hand it back?
Can you hand back?
Well,
You can. Is giving someone an item a free action?
No, it's definitely not.
Move
He would have to
action.
spend a move action on his turn. We just passed the bow.
You guys just spend your move action passing the bow back and forth. Phew, 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 phew.
Considering we're moving anyway. It's one of the worst idea I've ever heard of. But
No,
Yeah,
it's
we're still
definitely not
moving
the worst
forward.
idea you've ever had. I've seen some other ideas.
tackling a dragon.
Hey, it worked.
All
It
right.
did. It was great.
So,
File points.
you guys continue to drive forward. Do you want to attempt that whole blast back and forth on that, or no?
If there's a plan and we're not going into combat as far as Skoros is concerned, Skoros is just going to hold on to something.
Okay.
So
So,
if Wilton wanted to snap a fireball back.
so you guys start to hear the big footfalls, but for such a large creature, those footfalls are not as heavy as you would think, as loud as you would think they would be. It's more they're crunching through the ice that's continuing to form upon the snow that had fallen just before the rain and the sleet and stuff really started to pick up. So that starts to hit your ears, even over the sound of the clump, 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 clump as you transition onto wood, and you don't slow down, and you keep on going, and you all know the bridge is out, and you keep on going, and you hear the scratch of nails.
Okay, so I want to make a slight specification on how I make the wall of force.
Okay.
How long is the gap in the bridge?
The gap in the bridge is probably a good... It took out a good portion of the bridge. I'd say it's probably 40 feet.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Because what I want to do is when I want to cast Wall of Force a bit preemptively, have part of it go from the other side of the bridge over the gap, under us, and then put a wall up behind us.
Okay. So you'll have...
So that way they don't follow me on this while I'm driving. So that way they'll be
Listen.
chasing us and smack into a wall of force.
And we draw like a big L shape.
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
oh wait, maybe not. I worry about accidentally breaking our tires.
You don't...
Our
you
wheels.
you have wheels. So...
I derped on words. Yeah, I'll just dismiss it after we pass it.
Okay. That is also acceptable. So it's, to clarify, it's 10 foot wide, and you're making it 40 feet long?
How wide was the bridge itself originally?
The bridge itself is a good... It was meant to be a one that would last a while, but it's been in disrepair, so It's probably wide enough to fit at least 2 carts. So that means it's going to be about 50 feet wide, 50 feet wide at least.
Then I'll just make mine 20 by 40.
Okay. So you start to cast your incantation, and as you do, you all hear large footprints coming.
All right,
on the bridge.
Egor, I want Egor to move to the back of the wagon and fire up his glowing forge fire
Barbell?
beat stick. Yeah, barbell.
Okay, so there's
Skoros will move next to him.
Well, thankfully, this is a covered bridge, so it... Boldrago, your casting is duly noted in case anybody else should fall.
We all think we're gonna fall, but we just fix in space.
Yeah, I mean
Whoa!
he'll like fly up on top of the wagon, get a better view at the things chasing us.
Okay.
How bad is this hail?
It's getting
1d6
worse.
points of cold damage per.
Yeah, it's getting worse. Thankfully, this is one that had open sides, so some of the hail's getting in and stuff like that, but it was also covered. So this bridge does allow you to get a better view of what's chasing you guys, especially as you hold your barbell out and it lights up. You see reflected back to you 4 eyes, but it's 4 eyes, 2 separate heads of this large white wolf, but one body. And running behind it, also chasing you, appears to be a wolf on 2 legs. Chasing you. That's wearing some kind of, hard to make out, but looks like armor with weapons. It's running upright and following behind this 2-headed white wolf.
I know what you mean, but when you first said it, I pictured a wolf's head with legs.
No, not like one of those weird
Just sprinting
monsters. Yeah.
Okay, that's a thing.
No, this is just a completely ordinary monster.
Yeah, ordinary monster.
Yeah.
Not one of the weird ones.
Yeah.
On that note, Adam, are there any... If I can see through the light of our glorious barbarian's melee weapon, are there any local legends about...
In Sandpoint? Maybe. I mean, you've traveled around. If you guys want to roll a knowledge relating to either folklore or rumors, you may.
Okay. So it's I'm going to go with my gut and assume that Dungeoneering will grab it more than local will, but I will roll both. And the local comes out to a 15. The Dungeoneering comes out to a 25.
This creature does not fall under Dungeoneering.
So it's not an aberration, is what you're saying?
It is not a
Okay.
Creature that would fall under that, yeah.
Okay, can I have a
Meta
25
ones.
on a local check then?
I thought you got a 19 on your local.
I had a 15 on a local and a 25 on a Dungeoneering, assuming that Dungeoneering was like a qualifiable roll. I'll keep it if you want me to. What if the roll was pointless, is what I'm saying.
Well, you qualified the roll. You said this one is this. So we're going to go
Okay,
with
gotcha.
that.
15 then. Well, 16. My bird will aid another.
Bird aids another. All right,
Yes.
so 16 does kind of give you some... You remember something about Wolfseer and how it's got its name. And then you also... You guys start to look at each other. And as you guys look at each other, it's like this moment of shared knowledge type thing. You guys... Oh, yeah. Wolfseer, it got its name because it had a problem before. Wolfseer had a real problem at one time with lycanthropes, werewolves. And that's what you remember. That's what this thing is. Now, the two-headed wolf, you've not seen anything like that. Let me see. Who else got a nature?
Literally, both the things that we joked about this being in between games are here.
Yeah, or it's like an Etten that has been bitten by a werewolf.
No,
Would it get a second head?
It's a were tree.
The two-headed thing is not the werewolf. The two-headed thing is a big wolf, big white wolf with two heads.
Okay.
To clarify, there is a werewolf type creature chasing you as well, following behind this two-headed wolf. So
27 on a history check to ID the wolf.
This particular wolf, you don't remember a lot of information about two-headed wolves. I mean, you've heard information about there being multi-headed beasts like that, but specific ones, not particularly. Though all of these roles do net you an understanding, especially Kellery, Kellery and Boldrago, that this doesn't look like a regular wolf. It doesn't even look like a big regular wolf, or as you would probably classify it in that world, a dire one. This one looks like the certain characteristics make it look more like a warg.
Does it look like it's catching up to us? I assume it does.
It's trying. Now, you guys are going fast enough with two horses that it's having to work at it. So, you guys are. If it gets across the bridge, it will have caught up to you guys. If it gets across the invisible bridge, it's going to catch up to you guys. If it doesn't, then it won't. And here's where that invisible bridge starts to come in. Unless you want to do something.
I'll save my action for until they start catching up to us.
Okay.
Yeah, same. Skoros is going to move to wherever the flap of the wagon is and like put both of his hands like over the side onto the wooden part in such a way as to like almost like a runner's stance, right? To like jump out and go charging if the need.
Okay. Well, from my understanding about how the thing's laid out, everybody's looking out of the back of Kellery's room right now. Because it's divided.
Boldrago's on the top.
Yes, except Boldrago. Because he's flying. Because he would be flying. That's what he does. He is the knight.
Yeah, he can just hover on it too.
It's fair.
So then he doesn't have to move.
Mm-hmm.
So, that continues on, and we come to the bridge. So you have made the bridge two squares wide, well, two 10-foot squares wide, and then long. Correct, Levi? Long as it needs to
20 by 40.
20 by 40. All right, that's good, because even in that brief time you cast that, the ice starts to accumulate on it. Make me I believe that's a ride check, to make sure that the ice does not... This is a completely smooth surface, as per the way the rules go. So, it can slide really easy.
Yeah, it doesn't get smoother than this.
It does not.
Okay, good thing it is 20 foot wide.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was waiting for you to say, no, it's 10 foot wide. I was like, okay.
No, it's 2 foot wide. We would like to tightrope walk with our wagon across the bridge, please.
I mean, I've done crazier
points.
things.
Shut up.
Okay. Because it is the Brasut way, almost certainly Zhao would be the main one driving.
Get it,
Go,
Joe.
monkey,
Okay.
go!
Go, monkey, go.
Go, skill
He's
monkey.
slightly better
Literal
at-
skill monkey.
Yeah. Let me double check that. Is this a ride or handle animal?
It's ride.
Yeah.
Drive
Okay.
checks are all ride.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as that's going down, my auspice animal companion can cast guidance at will as a full round action. I'm gonna go guidance jab.
The bird goes up there and is like, you can do this, right? Type thing.
You got this. I believe in you. Oops.
Okay, I'm also going to aid another Zhao for this.
Okay.
Maybe we all should. Just everyone go to the front of the wagon and scream bloody murder.
Don't fall off!
Okay, so we've got guidance
trust
for that
him, I'll-
+1.
Okay.
If I take a 10, or actually, let me roll for my aid another just in case. Let me double check that. Okay.
We should have made a box.
Okay, I did that one
Okay.
for me. Aid another, that's another 2, right?
Mm-hmm. So you're at +3 right now.
Okay.
I really wish Skoros wasn't a marshal. I would help you, but I have to punch wolves. I am sorry. Wolf punching.
It's all good.
What?
He's
I couldn't
gonna.
hear you.
Don't worry about it, Tommy. While he's doing this math, you know that Skoros is gonna get some of those.
There's
frames.
Zhao.
There's Zhao. Woo! All
Look at
right.
Zhao.
31. You
so
see,
that comes down to a 34.
you
No.
start-
The 13 was with the other stuff.
So you
He's
start
down to
to,
Cavalier level. I think he just earned it.
So- you see Zhao handling the reins. You kind of hand them over to him and kind of look behind you, and then as you start to give him instructions, you just see him focused. His little monkey face is looking at. He's whipping him, and it's going. And you go across the bridge, and you feel the change in the wagon's canter and smoothness of the gait, of the hooves of these phantom horses. And they clump and they clump and they clump, and you hear them skid across these slick surfaces, and you feel it start to slide to the side, and then you feel the on the other side as you guys
Deja
make
vu!
it. All right,
I've just been in this place before.
Is this a speed racer?
go Speed Racer. Well, there was a
Godspeed,
monkey
and
in
Wallace
Speed Racer.
is
Welcome.
All right.
I just picture Zhao with like the reins just like wrapped around his wrist, just like.
No, if Zhao did that, Zhao would be—he's a tiny little monkey. He'd be thrown from the cart.
He's a very special tiny little monkey, okay?
He uses his flight. He wasn't sitting down for that.
He's just
He did-
thrown around.
Just like flapping like a madman.
He would have to.
Driving with his feet. Because he's a monkey. He can do that.
Best familiar. Best familiar.
All
And
right.
then Brasut dispels the wall and we're safe. Mhm.
Well, while all that was going on, I know Brasut. I trust him. I'm taking some pot shots out the back
All right.
with a short mold.
Oh, I'm glad you finished that sentence and didn't end it with, I'm taking some pot.
I trust
I know.
Brasut.
I trust Brasut. I'm going to light up in the back.
It's just his mutagen. Chill. Or that would be
No.
lower his strength, but up his cognitogen.
That's Ignatius.
Oh, there you go, Adam. There's my next alchemist. A Toke Mage.
Your Toke Mage. I'm telling you, man, you can't do a Toke Mage. When we'd have to do a whole, dude, where's my brownies? Instead of a,
We already did, dude, where's my toffee?
I know, see? All right. So you take a pot shot. That one definitely does not hit. You see it stick into some of the armor that this... oh, wait, no. That's even definitely not going to hit. Yeah, that definitely doesn't hit. It glances right off of the bipedal werewolf. Because that's not the only type of werewolf. The werewolf running after you.
Mhm.
But he's farther back than the winter wolf. Or whatever it is.
Or
Yeah,
whatever
If,
it is.
it is.
It's like-
That's
if anything
technically
tries
not
to
what it is.
jump into the wagon, I want to be at the back of it, ready to just sort of like golf swing it back off.
Okay. Let me see about this creature here.
that does come to our next question. How good is it at jumping?
Don't get me
The gap-
wrong.
If it's a wolf,
Extremely.
probably pretty decent.
But the
It's
gap
a
is
wolf.
40 feet. So if we're able to dispel the bridge as soon as we're off it, it would need a 45 on its acrobatics check to cross.
Well, it is
Don't
going,
tempt him.
it is going to try. Because
Or just
It's-
wait till it's on the middle of the bridge and then dispel it. Oh, that would have been such a better idea.
well, I was told that you guys were getting dispelled as soon as you got across, right?
I can't
As
see
soon as we're
that well
off the
behind
wall.
us. I guess
Okay.
we could have had a plan for me to signal it, but I wouldn't have I wasn't collaborating that well with people. So
Yeah. But you can see when you're not on the wall of force anymore, and we can all hear when wheels are clattering on wood and not on invisible life-saving wall.
yeah, no, right. I just mean that I can't wait till they're on it because I
Right.
can't see them.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that a lesson for next time.
Put your head on a swivel.
No, it's intentional. Brasut's not the good at social. Someone else is going to have to plan that sort of thing out with him if they want it well planned,
Makes sense.
rather than just him just solving it.
Okie dokie.
And I'll take the second shot of my attack action at the two-headed wolf.
All right. You can roll for that. Oh, definitely not. Oh, no. Oh, no. He's caught the rod curse.
Everybody's got to be a rod once in a while.
Well, if nothing else, it might distract it slightly.
So,
I mean,
is the
so-
entire middle out of the bridge, or is there like a railing left on one side, or what?
It's that middle section, not fully in the middle, not like, oh, it's perfectly in the middle, but there's that 40-foot section basically there in the middle that is gone. And as you guys go across, those pot shots are being taken, and the winter wolf, or whatever, I'm calling it winter wolf because you guys are calling it winter wolf. It's technically already been identified as a
nom nom.
warg. So this two-headed warg doesn't seem to care. It sees magic-y stuff happen, and it's like, I'm gonna jump it. So it attempts to jump. Now, when I rolled for its jump, it got a natural 20. We confirm that type of stuff here. So
Oh god.
So are we then establishing that we can critically succeed on skill checks?
I
Just
believe
for
we
reference.
did. Didn't we do that already?
No, you can't.
Yeah.
All right. So we
But
will have to run on
Depending
its
on the
thing.
bonus.
If he's got a bonus of 25, he made it.
Which
He
is
could-
very
he could
possible
reasonably
at this level.
Yeah.
And it has a running jump.
It does have
And
a
it has a
run.
running start, so it gets a... do your math. I will look at tables. Good instead of evil.
It also
I
gets
mean-
a bonus to its check for higher movement speed
Ah, yes, indeed.
I don't think it has higher movement speed.
than 30.
Yeah.
It was keeping okay. Might not.
Well, it depends. How fast is this wagon moving?
But it was
200 feet.
it was technically taking run. It was taking higher actions to keep up. But all
So it
that
doesn't get a
aside-
buff for a running start. It's just that the DC isn't doubled because it did not have a running start. It gets to attempt a 45, not a 90.
So as it jumps, it jumps at the same time that Kellery's bolt flies at it and sticks in the wood. You see, as it is in the air, the werewolf slides to a stop, and the winter wolf thing, I keep calling it the warg, the two-headed warg, flies through the air, and you see it, and you're like, oh no, it's gonna make it across. And then you go like, oh wait, nope, it's in the water. So you hear a slash into the
When
water.
you try your best and you don't succeed.
My life.
So
When you get what you want, but not what you need.
I yell forward towards the front. They didn't make it across. Close the door.
It didn't.
You hear happy monkey sounds because I don't know how to make those.
Yes. There's cheering.
there.
There we go.
See, I
Egor
suspect
cheers.
that he did know how to make those noises. He just didn't want to. Because it's, embarrassing to go and wave your arms around.
Well, we wouldn't even see the waving his arms around part. He doesn't have his cam on.
That's true. He could have done it without having to be goofy and wave his arms around. No. GM had to do it. Okay. All right. You guys have made it across. You see Wolf's Ear just right over there. You can see the inn's light. And you make it over there. Is that where you're heading, I believe?
I think that was the basic plan.
Okay. Now, are you...
Good idea, too.
Hmm?
Like a good idea to avoid the worst of the storm.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. So you guys... and as you come there, Zhao got a real rush from driving. So he was still driving, and he just goes... or the effect of a drift to the front of the door. The wagon goes, comes back on it, goes onto two wheel, come back onto its four wheels, and y'all there. It's definitely the wildest wagon ride that Boldrago and all of them have had for a little while.
Rise of the Runelords, episode 16, Wolf's Ear Drift.
Ooh, that's the title.
Yeah.
That's the title.
Title card. Title card. Cut.
All right, you're at the inn, or at least you've made it to the closest building that looks like an establishment to lodge in.
I mean, I can just make us another secure shelter, and we don't have to use it for gore this time.
Okay. I mean, good. I mean,
No corpses.
no bodies. No lycanthropy.
We can fix that.
Well,
All right. So is that what everybody does? Do they want to do that or stay in the inn? Or try to get in the inn or whatever? It's up to everybody.
I mean, I'll check out the inn.
What time of night is it?
It is late. You guys had to push it to get to the bridge, and then this whole little thing with the wolves sped you up a bit, but it is late. Probably
Like after midnight?
not after midnight, but it is Callistrial, so it's been dark a while. So you guys, yes.
38 on the knowledge history. Is Wolf's Ear still considered to be werewolf infested?
He has a 40. My aid another.
So there is rumors occasionally, but that's all they have been, is rumors of some of the town citizens being strange. But the Magnamaran government hasn't really investigated anything or nothing like that. They haven't paid much attention to those things. The Church of Erastil in the area is very much trying to keep an eye on it, but there's always going to be that type of rumor when you've had that type of history in your town's background, I guess you would say. The history of the town.
Yeah, it's probably stuck with Wolf's Ear for its entire existence.
Sounds fair enough. I would still rather do the secure shelter, but it's me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm probably going to make it regardless, so you guys can go into the inn or not.
Skoros will pop into the inn for a drink, I suppose.
Yeah, I was also gonna check out the inn.
And like as I walk past,
We'll go together.
as I walk past Zhao, just gonna I'll stop for a second and just offer the brofist.
He foot brofists you, I would think, right?
Yeah, he flaps up. And yeah.
Oh, boop, and then into the inn.
Very
Okey-dokey.
nice.
So as you guys go towards the inn, Kellery and Brasut are starting to set up the secure shelter. As you guys pass the inn, you see the curtains had been drawn and everything. It is winter time, and you see someone had peeked out, and they quickly closed the shades.
All right.
Oh, do you want to knock or should I?
Sense motive check. Why are they doing a peek? Why are they peeking on me? It's an 18.
I mean, obviously they are intimidated by you, Egor.
This is true. I'm very intimidating. I have a lot of, hoods.
They can already sense your strength. They can sense your strength already. They're like, oh no, here comes the Egor, the wonderful halfling barbarian from the west. I have heard tales of his giants today, and I hear he once juggled 3 giants by himself while kicking a 4th one down a hole. A really big hole with teeth. It was a strange day for us all.
Egor blushes.
Egor blushes. If Egor blushes, that means like his whole top half turns red, like really red, because he's already kind of red from the whole fire thing going on, I would guess.
The whole Egor thing.
All right. The sense
So
motive.
does the rain sizzle as it hits him?
Oh, it has to, right? But it is cold out here. You guys, from the sense motive, you get that the people that were looking out and closing that up are scared. So. And then that's what
Okay. Well, this is definitively an inn, right? We're not walking into somebody's house.
It's got it's got a sign. What were you saying, Boldrago?
No, I was just, yeah. If it has a sign, it's probably a good sign.
It could be a bad sign. We don't know. It could be a misnomer. I once killed a PC by having a sign fall on their head. That was
I think the word "in" is spelled wrong. It's just "I-N," not "I-A-N."
The other.
We go in here.
Skoros will knock on the door.
This entrance.
I mean, this says "Rocky Inn." Are the rocks inside? Is it rocky inside? Is this just an inn that is very rocky on how it stands to serve its customers? I don't know.
Only one way to find out. Yes.
Knock, knock, knock.
All right, so you guys knock. There's no answer right away.
Is the door locked?
Do you try it?
Yeah.
We're gonna do a B&E for some pasta. Is that what I'm hearing?
It does seem locked, which is odd for an inn.
Yup.
It's
Actually,
not very...
It doesn't.
Carry everybody home. I am very hungry for carbs.
Adam, really quickly, if this question is too meta, you can stop me. But what is the current phase of the moon? Can we?
You can't see the moon right now. It's storming. So
Right. Okay, fair enough.
you're saying
Is it
something,
the-
Boldrago?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just not very hospitable.
No.
What was the phase of the moon last night? Because if I'm thinking that if we're really close to the full moon, no one wants to open up their doors.
Is that
Well, I
something
imagine
that
I-
Skoros would pay attention to?
Would
If
you like
not, Willton would.
Okay.
And you would kind of nudge Skoros and be like, yeah.
The knowledge and nature check is a 17. I don't know if that's enough to grab anything, because you're not wrong.
So, I mean, you kind of look back and forth. You and Wilton kind of think to each other, and yeah, it's not to its fullness yet, but it's within a week.
Okay.
If it's not full now, it will be full before the week's end.
Makes sense. Wilton, do you know how to prove you're not a werewolf by chance? I think they think we are werewolves.
We heard
Do
you
we have
howling.
anything that is...
That was because we jumped a bridge. We are not werewolves. We are just awesome.
I mean, do you have a silver set of cutlery or anything of that nature? Anything silver? if you were to press it against our flesh and we do not respond violently, I imagine that would be enough to prove that we are not werewolves. I mean, I know there was a little one here who is extremely furry, but he is just well endowed.
Extremely furry and well endowed.
I was not trying to get that distinction, but whatever makes you feel the best, Egor.
Well,
I know you love yourself very dearly, and you must make sure that you treat yourself well.
all of everything you have said is true.
So,
Pardon me.
it's kind of quiet for a little bit, and they say, "We have silver."
Well then, but if you were able to push it against us and there's no negative reaction, would that not mean we are not werewolves? After all, werewolves are weak to silver. If we just kind of reacted to it of oh look, it's silver, instead of going, it's silver, then I would think that proves that we are not werewolves.
How do you know these things without being a werewolf?
Because I have fought
How do you have
werewolves.
better knowledge?
Because I have fought werewolves before. How do you know that silver is not dangerous?
Can I ask you to take a look out the window and gaze upon Boldrago?
Gaze
He's
upon
covered,
gaze upon
he's covered
who?
in silver.
Gaze upon who? And they kind of peek out and look for the person that's supposed to be Boldrago.
And he just kind of floats in front of the window.
And they close. No, it's a demon.
It's
It's
covered in silver.
It's just a face palm.
Oh, I thought you were
Boldrago.
going to try and charm person them through the window.
Oh, I
We
do
were
not think
wrong.
that's
It's a
our case.
demon.
It's not a
Can I see
demon!
them? Can I see them?
Are you hearing
You saw
any of
someone.
this?
Yeah, you heard.
Yes.
You heard. It's a demon.
All right, make a will save.
Oh, come on.
Not enough.
All right. So that Boldrago is now his or her best friend.
Wait, no, not a demon.
I actually liked it a lot.
An angel from the
I
night
love
sky.
demons.
It's right. The weather is terrible. Maybe come in.
Of course, of course. And you hear noise back in there. What are you doing? No, we don't know that. What you do? It's his night sky's angel. And
Willton just
Arguing.
looks over to Boldrago while this is going on. It's just like, do you ever think that maybe not enchanting or taking control of everyone's minds is a good way to solve your problems?
Oh, it's not controlling nothing. It's just being friendly. So
It's not control, it's just suggestive indoctrination. Very different.
that's the
This
Rasmarans.
concerns me.
Boldrago, his best friend, says Skoros with his eyes staring lazily off into the distance.
Yeah, off into the middle.
I also like how all of us have just adapted this like semi-Slavic sort of sounding accent now.
Yeah, it's us. We're actually playing Reign of Winter. We're very confused. Where is anything?
Is it a tank? How do I know?
I mean,
it works?
I've always thought of Farizia as more like Romania than France. So,
It's in the
you know,
French
kind of in that
area.
area.
It's as far as like if
Germany,
you were to
stuff like that.
take the inner sea and slap it on top of a map of Europe, Parizia would sit about where France does. Yeah.
Weird. I always thought of it more eastern.
Well, Germany,
Culturally,
like Eastern Germany.
That's
So-
from.
Culturally, yes, but putting it on a map as far as where the weather is compared to planet Earth, it would be about like France. Yeah.
So
Fair enough.
it eventually gets calmed down, and someone else looks out the window at this angel from the night sky, smiling super creepily. But they kind of seem to get what their friend is saying, and these are both a couple of guys, sandy hair, full beards, with a bit more on the front than on the sides, and they kind of look at each other. You can tell that this one's looking at that one, and it's just like, okay. And you hear some clattering around in there. and say, "We're going to open the door."
That's very good.
And then it kind of comes open slowly. No one's in front of the door, so if you guys try to jump in or something, but door opens.
And Boldrago will go in.
Just thought we were gonna. I thought they were just gonna slowly open the door to us, like all just standing around the wagon, like in some sort of like Avengers style sort of pose. You know,
I thought they were gonna open the door and shoot one of us with a silver tip crossbow.
That would
Just be like,
there was also that thought.
"See, Silver, it hurt you." "Well, it hurt me because it's a bolt from a crossbow."
I was fully expecting him.
And it would just bounce off his peck.
I was fully expecting him to shoot me, to be honest, since I was the one mentioning silver.
Yeah, he'll take you up on your offer.
Yeah.
We
It's
trust.
okay.
So he'll go in and like shake their hand and be all friendly like.
Okie dokie.
I will also go in, assuming they don't kick the door in my face.
No, they kind of look.
Skoros
at
will
you
go in
guys.
as well.
We hope you don't. mind.
It's all right. They're with me.
Oh,
Do you have silver cutlery like my friend
I
said?
think they opened
Actually,
door. I think they understand that we are not werewolves, friend.
Well, I mean, I want to assuage their doubts.
And on that note, Skoros
Mm.
is just going to withdraw a silver piece and like put it on on his right hand and then press it as hard as he can onto his left hand and then remove it. And
Oh,
there's a in there.
this good point. I do not know why I did not think of this.
Because
So-
it's not the playtest, it's gold standard once again.
so they kind of reach out for that coin that you're pushing onto yourself. Kind of look at you. It's mainly one of them that's looking at you suspiciously.
Okay. I'll pass him the silver coin.
Mm.
If you do not believe me, you can do it yourself. It is silver.
He takes one out of his own side pocket and kind of compares them with some marks. Kind of puts his back and goes to your friends and touches each of them.
Oh yeah, Egor holds his hand out and everything.
As he's doing that, it comes down to, I'm sure this is erroneous, but I'm not getting jumped in the night. No, sir. It's a 33 on a perception check. As he pulls out his silver, gloves over his hand, it doesn't look like it's painful for him to hold the thing, anything like that.
No, he takes it barehanded.
Okay.
So he
Because I know
takes,
how you like the bad guys jump out in the middle of our ranks posing as merchants.
hey,
Yep.
you didn't play the first one. I mean, Alex
Sounds salty about that
and
almost.
one of my other players learned that the hard way, the really hard
Yeah, I'm
way.
definitely not still upset about that.
You guys were the ones that decided to go there by yourselves. So Boldrago's being all nice and chatting with the one that's his buddy now. And this other one's kind of going around. He's comparing. He sticks the silver piece back in his pocket. And he's like, "Well, I guess you can stay. Do you have any friends outside?" The door shuts.
None that wants to come in, I think.
Well, it's dangerous to stay outside. There are wolves out there.
Oh, there were very nasty wolves, but they are on the other side of the broken bridge now, so it's no problem.
Well, I imagine the bridge being broken is a bit of a problem, but
We did not break it.
But
you know, you can blame this weather for the breaking of the bridge.
Right.
We just happened to be so fortunate that we were on the other side as it broke.
well, it's it. They did you not stop at in Calduria to check the weather at Arastor Temple? I think there's a Gosrin temple there too.
No,
I just look over to my companions.
came
Oh.
with paper wall.
There's a bit of a haste in some of us.
Oh, but Guess we all have needs to get places quickly. This is fine. You want some rooms for the night? Is that what I'm supposed to be expecting? Yes.
Yes, friend.
He says, kind of looks over at the other gentleman. Well, you heard him. He wants some rooms. Let's give him some rooms. We have the best room available.
That'd be good.
So, we'll give it to you half price. No problem. Says the other one. Okay, not half price.
I mean, we can certainly pay full price. If these places are as good of a room as you suggest, then by no means should we go undermining your worth.
It's a room.
Boldrago will smile at him, just put up his hand, and it's just like, well, take it, half price, no problem.
Do I
How
need
much
a will?
is it? Right.
And here I thought Kellery was a bit mercenary.
So,
Upon hearing Boldrago say that, I'll just look over to him and go, "Oh, not bad, say."
well, you did get a 30. So, all right, but only for you, not for your friends.
That's fine.
That's alright, I don't intend to sleep with them.
Boldrago, we have gone so close, friend.
There's boundaries to friendship.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
Egor agrees. His face. I would not want to look into that.
Staring into the blackness first thing in the morning.
For a second
It's
there, I
best
thought you
before
were
Cthulhu
talking
madness.
about me, and I was going to say that my face has been chiseled by the finest blacksmiths of their kind, but then you said darkness, and I was kind of...
Meh.
As they grunt at each other.
Look,
guys-
I have a negative charisma. I'm not exactly the most charismatic figure.
So you guys, at least one of you gets a half price, and you're able to negotiate. It's just a normal in price with they provide all breakfast and lunch if you want it. Well, they provide breakfast and dinner, but you guys probably won't be here for dinner. So they give you something now if you want it.
Boy, you're a bit of assuming there.
Bit of assuming, because we haven't
I
checked
like
the weather.
breakfast.
So
I want to tip this suspicious guy the difference in Boldrago's room cost.
he kind of takes it, looks at you, and says, at least one of you is not... he just shakes his head at his brother.
Manners cost me nothing. Like I just sort of wave him off.
How much
So-
is a gold? How much is a room normally?
If it's common, it's 5 silver.
I just give him a full gold piece and be just kind of for the trust of opening the door.
It seems trust has rewarded me then. So I'm not sure I'd be more trusting with others.
I don't blame you. But I
Right.
want to at least let you know that it was worth it this time.
He does... Money seems to ease his mind.
How
and
money
his
improves
suspicions.
everyone's mood.
Indeed.
You guys get all sorted out, and he says, oh, by the way, who's out in the other portions that didn't want to come in? Because I want to know who they are so that we can not shoot them. He says, tapping
Of course.
his
There is a
bow.
dwarf, half elf, and I'll have the running hando heights, and the little flying monkey. He's not from here, but he's the best flying monkey.
And with he
I
is the
actually
best
am
flying
planning-
monkey.
And I'm gonna I'll withdraw I'll just set a gold down on whatever counter exists around us. Put a gold piece down. Food this can get me, please.
Certainly. And so, at about 11 o'clock, you guys start to eat your dinner. Because that's about when you guys get this whole situation sorted out. And the flying monkey has peeked into the window, which is now cracked enough in the blinds for him to see, and then returns to Kellery and Brasut. And you guys set up your secure shelter, correct?
Took me a nice 10 minutes.
Nice 10 minutes. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
As I retcon that Kellery is a full elf, not a half elf, so he doesn't get shot. I forgot.
I thought Kellery was a half elf. Huh.
The image looks half elf.
No.
He is a full elf.
Oh. Okay. Or you know.
But yeah, if they're going to stay inside, then got room.
Okie dokie. So they go ahead and stay inside. You guys stay in yours, I guess?
Yep.
Anything you guys need
Skoros
to
was
do?
planning on staying outside. Skoros is just going to get his food, get his drinks, and then go back out to the wagon.
Oh, okay.
I would advise you not to go in and out too much, Skoros.
Why?
It is still
you-
dangerous times.
When you say, yeah, when he says it is still dangerous times, you hear a
The thing apparently also learned how to swim pretty quickly. It is persistent bastard, yes.
Indeed. And you, and Boldrago, and Egor. They have a place to stay. You have the walls. Kellery and Brasut and Zhao, and his eyes light up when he says Zhao, probably. Are outside.
If you're going out there, then you're not going out there alone, and I'll just kind of like draw my falchion.
I will clap you on the shoulder, and we will go share whatever food and ale with the most brave monkey I've ever met in my life.
See, Levi should just play the monkey.
Not
Yes.
Basic. I mean, have you noticed how I've been playing? I have been mostly playing Zhao. Brasut's just been the mechanics.
Brass is just there for wall spells.
What's that Clint Eastwood movie where his best friend is an orangutan?
Clint, Chuck, whatever. Now I gotta look.
monkey business, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
I want to say the monkey's name is Clyde.
Clyde, yeah. Clyde. So, you guys go out there
Any way you can from 1980.
any way you can, yeah. All right. So you guys go out there and you share that. You do hear the howls, and you hear them. It's not like they're, oh, you hear them and then all of a sudden you see these wolves and this werewolf and stuff, but rather you hear them and they sound more like they're across the river than on this side, but their presence is still there. So that goes on in the night. Boldrago has said that he informs the men of the wolf beasts and the broken bridge, and they also relay that they had suspicions about that because they had recently come to this area they had family that was from here before, moved away, came back, and this was how they started back up, was an inn. Unfortunately, it hasn't been super awesome this past little bit because of this said white wolf and two-headed wolf being spotted.
White and two-headed? Or are these two separate wolves?
No, they say that they say that they personally have seen what you guys know to be the two-headed warg and another bipedal creature, a wolf bipedal creature that they've been assuming was just a tall wolf, a weird wolf, because they didn't know much about lycanthropy until they got here and you informed them. Because it's not.
I mean,
something
I'll
that's
kind of
usually talked
mention, I guess probably, well, I imagine Skoros would be more so the first one to go, oh yes, we've seen that thing when we hear about it.
Yeah.
Kind of going off what little personality we've managed. Well, we have quite a bit of personality this far. You know. More so expect Skoros to be like, oh yes, that is the thing that was chasing us.
Indeed. As Skoros is still trying to think of, like, how best, which head to grab if one needs to pin the wolf to death.
You're both at the same time.
Just pummeling style.
Yeah.
All right.
Or not pummeling style. Yeah, it's pummeling style.
So
I know pummeling style would be pretty good. Yeah, I was actually looking into combat styles not too long ago.
Or
So,
snout grip, like I was going to do.
you
with the dragon to
guys
stop its breath.
are seeing all of that information come to them. You guys converse, and we'll assume that there's some back and forth through the night as you guys eat. Perhaps some information relayed back and forth in and out to those outside. And the howling continues through the night occasionally. And it is, again, it's kind of in stereo. One will start, and then the other will come in. And then sometimes there's that third. And so the sleep in the night, aside from, Brasut, who doesn't need to sleep, is a bit tumultuous. But as you wake in the morning, there is white along pretty much everything. It is very much a icy wonderland. And roll me, let me see. Tommy already rolled. Alex already rolled. So now...
Roll the one.
I need, I guess, Ross to roll a D100.
All right.
Oh, crap baskets. Okay.
Oh,
28. Nice.
how
And
nice.
unassuming, I hope that you now use the way you said that now has me concerned.
Well, it's nice for y'all. Because though the ice is there and thick, it will be off by probably... Well, I'll save for next time, because it's time to cut this episode. So you will know when the ice will be melted off.
Darn it. But I was getting so excited.
I
Oh my god, I know what's going to happen next episode.
Well, we'll just have to find out then. All right.
Oh, good golly, Miss Smalley. I guess we will. So tell me, where can we find... I can't keep this up any longer.
All right. Thank you for watching, everyone.
Wait, you mean we aren't switching to a different AP next time? Damn. All right, fine.
Yeah.
I
Have a
know,
great
and I was
night.
having my
We
I have
hope
my
you had a
totally
wonderful
non-offensive
time.
Russian accent ready.
And we hope that you all enjoyed. Remember that all the content that you find on the Inn of Planar Crossroads has been brought to you by travelers and viewers like you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
There it is.
Yeah, there we go.
My accent is not offensive.
Have a great day. God bless. Goodbye.
Bye.
Kane basically lives in the north. He's across the land bridge from Russia.
This content was made possible by travelers and viewers like you. Thank you.